Time to do the big cheat.
Yeah.
The first of many.
What level did I get to on Traverse Town?
Oh.
Okay, cool.
So, much higher than you were supposed to.
Oh, absolutely.
Much higher.
Listen, we're already gonna waste
fast.
a lot of time talking, so I don't want to waste any time playing.
Oh my god, I love it. I love that frog. With the pickle sword.
Come over here, Fire Frog.
Oh, he's got a shield too. Oh
He's
my
got
god.
a lily pad shield, yeah. What else have I got in here? Get out of here, cat dog. I got Funny Hal.
No. What? Oh.
Not a fan of clowns, Joey?
I don't care. Some people are like afraid of them. I've always hated their aesthetic.
That's
if
fine.
anything, it's like
Hey, I'm not mad. I'm not a fan of.
you are about to drop, boy.
Oh, I don't care. It's fine. I was planning on going to Sora first anyway. I'm just pulling up my notes really quick, not of like things to talk about, but of reminding myself of where I am after each of these save files and what, if anything, I need to do. Right.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we do want to go ahead and drop to Sora first, since that gauge is almost empty. Lots of droplet points. So we'll just go ahead and crank that.
Okie doke.
And I mean, I guess we'll do the drop decelerator. It really doesn't matter. All right.
So you just like float on up then.
What?
You float on up when you drop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sick.
All right. So let's go ahead and get in here.
All right, Rhyme. Let's go.
We got one other new area here. Flower and Plant says the name of the building.
That's amazing.
Flower and Plant.
Hey,
it's good to know what's
you.
here. This scene is also
Sora.
a moment of, oh god, this game. This might be bad.
You actually still trust me?
Of course I do.
But you know that I tricked you, right? That guy in the black coat? He said he could send me home. Me and my partner. But I had to bring you to him first. Sorry.
No big deal. When it really mattered, you stood up for me. And besides, we're friends, right?
Friends.
Neku's only action in this story was to betray Sora. And Sora's like, nah, it's fine, I get it. It'd be like that sometimes.
Is she your game partner?
No. Sorry. I'm teamed up with somebody
So is this
else.
game thing, is that from the...
What?
Oh, yes it is.
Okay. Well, Rhyme.
You remember what I was saying about just, like, not explaining anything?
Neku!
There he goes.
We can't have partners in this game that aren't Neopets.
Oh, that's ugly.
Huh?
Hey, guess what?
Wait.
You're gonna say that a lot more before this game is over.
Out of my way!
Listen, the unversed, okay? Listen, tolerable, fine. In your storyline, the Heartless didn't exist yet. I get it. You can't do the Heartless because you've decided to set it before the Heartless
Monkey.
became a problem. What is this, and why is it in my Star Fox game?
This looks like this could be a boss in Donkey Kong 64. Oh, he's fast. Oh, see, we put the weird swirly thing on his butt because monkeys?
Yeah.
What
that's we
on
do.
God's green earth are you doing?
I'm doing the reality shift. You asked to see it, I did it.
Great. I regret. You're linking up.
There we go, done. No wasted time. We gotta save the frames.
Amazing.
Listen, you remember during Birth by Sleep when we were screaming at each other about efficiency? I knew what I was talking about.
Absolutely. Also, that effect that was in the middle of the scream, it looked like mobile game currency.
Goodbye!
Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
See you, space monkey.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Riku!
Yeah, so remember when I was saying, you were like, is there an explanation for why they're falling asleep? And I said yes, but it's contradicted. This is the beginnings of it being contradicted by seeing them both acting at the same time. Not to get into too much detail, but the dropping is supposed to imply that they're acting at different, like they're not acting concurrently.
But they
long
are.
days without
But then this implies that they are. It's what? Who
Glad
cares?
you're okay.
The amount that I care about like the mechanics of the dream world in this game is very minimal.
Joshua. He's my friend.
Okay. Are you the one who took Rhyme away? And why do you know my name?
If you'd like to settle down for a sec, I'll field your questions one at a time. Let's start with Rhyme. I'm hanging on to her dreams for her. They're my portal.
What?
Let's just say her dreams are a gateway between worlds.
What are you talking about?
Oh, now it makes sense.
Next question. How could I possibly know your name?
Oh my god.
Right?
I just
This town has a little secret.
This
It
dreams and
only
portal
appears
stuff
when
is not
someone
from
out
that
there
game, is it?
has
no,
needed
none of no,
Okay.
no. This is
Didn't
all
think
this
so.
game.
Gotcha.
shelter. I'll spare you the details, but
Okay, so he said Traverse Town is special. It goes wherever people need shelter. So basically, so remember how Traverse Town was like, oh, it's a place where people whose worlds are blown up? They have like, it has a higher percentage rate of the RNG dice roll of them winding up there if they survived, right?
Yes.
Okay, now it's, the whole planet is magic and it can go to different dimensions if people need it.
Gotcha. Well, listen, when all the worlds are restored, it wasn't needed anymore, so it went to sleep.
Sure.
There you go.
right now
But so,
it's
but, so
Bam.
anyway, I'll spare you the details, but right now it's
Made up
made
of
up
my
of my dreams.
so of course
Okay.
I know you. I dreamed you up. I know your best friend Riku too.
Really? You
Sounds
know Riku?
fake and gay, but I don't know.
Two
I'm
scenes
kind of
ago,
omniscient.
Then where is he?
God, this is also him saying I'm kind of omniscient and running everything is like a massive okay. I don't mind saying this because it's like if you started playing The World Ends With You after playing this game, you'd be like, oh, so Joshua is clearly not who he's saying that he is. Like, I'm just thinking about if you play every single Final Fantasy, every single Kingdom Hearts game, you don't even know like minimum baseline Final Fantasy spoilers, including the big stuff. Like the things that everybody knows are not brought up and never mentioned. The basics that they're saying, oh yeah, Joshua's like in charge of everything and has omniscience is literal end game spoilers.
Great.
He's right inside
I'm sure I'll
this
forget that by the
projection,
time I
in
I eventually
another
get to it.
imagining of this world.
You mean another Traverse Town?
Another imagining
Can I
of
get
this
there
world.
with your portal thing?
Sad to say, it won't work for you. My portal thing only opens for the one with Rhyme's dreams.
So give them to me.
In this projection, you're seeing another chain of events, in another world trapped by the Dream Eaters. As for how the world got split in two, I have a feeling you'll need to ask this guy.
Him again.
Oh boy.
Who's that?
Beat.
Why'd that model look weird?
I don't know. I don't
Cheeky.
know. God, I got to... Man, I don't know. I don't want to just be like, this game is terrible. Let me explain why it's terrible. Especially because nothing has happened yet for me to talk about. But it's like... And I don't want to ruin it for you unfairly, but it's like...
You want it to be ruined for me, but not unfairly.
I mean, if you wind up liking this game, then that's fine. It's not like our friendship is over or whatever.
The channel is canceled.
But it's like...
You're going to just delete everything like Machinima.
But God, is this game just not good, and I don't like it very much. I mean, again, it has some things that are fine, but it's not a good time overall. In my personal humble opinion. So yeah, we could go start another World of Sora now. And the reason that ended really weird is because you're not going to see the ending of that world until we beat it as both characters.
Oh,
which
okay.
typically doesn't happen. It's really only this time that happens. But anyway, you may have noticed I was using balloons. Which is just I was making those kind of things appear around me.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll talk about those a little bit more in just a second. So you know how in Birth by Sleep it was like there were 4 things that mattered?
Yeah.
Yeah, this game has 2 things that matter, and they're both balloons.
Over there.
What? Hey!
Wow,
We should
she is
stick together.
fast.
You can't expect me to...
Oh, you're a quick change artist. What? You disintegrated her?
She's gone, dude.
Oh my god. What a villain.
You get here?
Who are you?
He kicked that an hour ago.
Chance. You cannot control what you are not aware of. This wakeless sleep will be your prison, to wander forever.
What do you mean?
Am I supposed to recognize the voice?
No.
Because it's weird.
No, it's a new character.
Don't you listen to that punk! Shiki's gonna be fine. She told me what's up. Hoodie here set this whole thing up, yo.
Well, what happened with
Promised
Shiki
to
then?
send Shiki back
Which
to
you went
our
around the
world,
corner.
And you was the cost of travel. Yo, this is seriously one half-baked excuse for a mission. Bet you ain't even a Reaper.
What?
Mission, game, Reaper. This is all the world ends with
Alright.
you jargon that they don't
Who are you?
explain. Couldn't be
Alright.
bothered to open the gate.
Ah.
Impossible. How could he have escaped like that?
I'm really sorry, Riku.
It's all right. Beat. Watch her.
Because I don't
chilling in
because
the
I don't
water.
trust her. Because she also just betrayed me, though it was much more low key than with Neku.
Oh, in a new area.
Yeah,
Same
and now
boss.
we're inside of plant and flower. Actually,
Well, there
technically,
are plant and flower.
technically speaking, Sora's boss fight is supposed to come in here because
Oh.
because he breaks the glass and you fall down into this room. But I killed him too fast.
Okay, what do you keep doing right there?
When you jump onto grind rails, it lets you do a warp attack to the position of whoever you're locked onto.
Oh.
Since he's up in the air and my air combos aren't great and I don't have any like homing attacks right now, that's the most efficient way to attack him at the current moment in time. It's also fairly safe, so I really like it. I just went ahead and did it a lot. Oh, I'll just do this again. That's fine. Bye. Bye, Felicia.
Okay, so explain. Well, never mind. You can explain to me about the balloon. The
I will
balloon,
explain
gotta get the
balloon to you. I will
in a
explain
second.
balloon to you shortly. Promise. We're going fast, and a lot is happening, so we're gonna have to take these things one thing at a time in certain areas.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately. Hey, listen. You know what? People complained that I was over-prepared and wasted a ton of time just talking on pause screens in the KH2 playthrough. Well, now they get to see the polar opposite of that,
We're just going.
and they get to
fast.
decide what they want. I like this track too.
What is this?
What are we seeing?
This is so messed up, man. She's right here in front of me and I can't reach her.
I assume that's his little sister.
That's correct, yes.
Would you grab your sister, little sister, like that? Like, what if he actually was touching her?
If your hearts are
Beat
connected,
wood.
you'll reach her.
Rhyme.
Neku.
So, Joey, I'm just going to tell you right now, because I don't think anyone ever says the word, this is the distance.
Sora.
Riku and Sora are not together. They are in the other sides of the dream. There is a distance between them.
Gotcha.
But they are together because they are Tomodachi. Tomodachi's been getting a lot of play on the show recently.
It's important, dude. This whole game is Tomodachi, alright? This is stupid looking.
It is stupid looking. I agree. I just hear Smash Brothers menu music right now. Like, we're just literally in the trophy menu. That's all I can hear in my brain.
What is this song?
This is music from The World Ends With You. Well, I should say, so technically there are 3 or 4 tracks from The World Ends With You in this game that are basically, they remixed like 3 or 4 tracks from The World Ends With You for this game.
Okay.
I also, in order to, oh God, on one hand, I'd love to just let this game crash and burn on its own merits, but I'm going to do the honorable thing and help, because it needs help. and even my help will not save it. And I'm going to explain what the hell The World Ends With You is about, so that the things that Joshua says will make sense to you.
Are you going to be doing spoiler things?
I'm going to explain the premise to you.
Okay.
All right. The World Ends With You takes place in Shibuya, in Tokyo, which, for those who don't know, is kind of like a major, downtown district. A lot of fashion, a lot of shopping, a lot of that kind of stuff. It's where the famous Scramble Crossing is.
Yes.
And all that sort of thing. And basically, the game is about sort of an alternate reality, or rather, I should say, like a sub-reality, where all of the main characters are more or less ghosts in Shibuya, right? Where they're all running around the real Shibuya, and they see and can listen to people who are in the real Shibuya, but no one can see them, right? And the idea is that all of the people who are in this lesser reality, and are essentially fighting, like, they fight monsters that are there, and they do things. Basically, all of the people who are there have died. Mm-hmm. And they are being given a second chance to come back to life by playing a game, right? Where essentially there are 7 days, and every day you're given a mission, and you have to be teamed up with a partner. If one half of the group dies, both of you fail. Only one group of partners can win at the end of each week and go back to life, right? And you get these harshly timed missions that you have to complete within Shibuya. They're only timed within the context of the story. You can take 20 hours to beat them if you want to,
yes,
in terms of game time. That was what the timer was that Neku showed us on his hand at the very beginning, right? And when Beat a second ago was talking about Reapers are essentially the conductors of the game. They're the referees. They're the people who set the challenges and make sure people are following the rules and show up to provide obstacles, in addition to the monsters that you fight.
Gotcha.
So it's essentially people die, they compete in these sick games that there's like this whole like network of people who are running the Reapers game, whatever it is.
Yeah. You don't have to go any further.
Yeah.
I got you.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the game that unfolds as it goes on. And don't worry, what I said about Joshua earlier and what I've just given to you here in no way renders what's going on in that game, clearly. But anyway, so people are dead, they're fighting to get their lives back, and they got these time missions they have to do with somebody else.
Okay.
And it takes place in an alternate dimension. So he said, so in their own world, something happened that ended their lives.
Altogether, I gathered up the very last remnants of their dreams and looked for a place to give them refuge. It was then this world appeared to answer my call, and Rhyme's dreams allowed us to reach it. Here,
I don't know why they have this insistence upon Rhyme's dreams as that they're important. But anyway, so to be clear, when he's talking about the people dying here, it's a little bit vague, but it seems to be, you know how in Zelda there's like a timeline where Link just loses an Ocarina of Time? We appear to be on the timeline where our heroes in The World Ends With You just couldn't do it.
Good.
And so Joshua, through whatever he has, gathered up the last remnants of their dreams, whatever that means, and tried to find some other place to conduct the Reaper's game again, that wasn't Shibuya.
Gotcha.
And he went to the dream, and then like Traverse Town appeared in the dream realm, which he also dreamed using Rhyme's dreams. It doesn't matter, but whatever.
They might have a chance that the pieces of their dreams could make them whole again. Imagine my surprise.
I like to,
when I realized
he's got his hands in his pockets, but I love that I just know that, like, they just made his hands clip through his pants. I just love that.
I could make them exist again. Maybe I could give them another chance.
It can't be that simple.
That was, you saw that, like,
I saw his face. He's like, whoa, what? I can't believe this information you've given me.
No, stop showing us this.
That's the moment we each start to exist. All they needed was for someone to see them.
This is like end of the game philosophizing,
And the two of you
or like
were a
mid-game
big
philosophizing
part
that
of
they're just throwing in the beginning of the first world
Joshua.
of this game.
Just who are you?
Let's say a friend.
Tomodachi.
So, Joey, remember when you were like, oh, I'm sure I'll forget about all this by the time that I play the game anyway, so it won't matter? When I saw that, my jaw hit the floor. I was like, why would you possibly do that? I cannot begin to tell you how much of a... When Joshua shows up in The World Ends With You, you'll just immediately, your entire perception of the character is just completely thrown off by just angel wings appearing.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna do my best to forget that because unlike you, I have a hard time. Like, I have a hard time getting like. We've had this conversation before. It's like you don't care hardly any about spoilers because you're like
I care about spoilers,
but you don't. You say you care about spoilers, but you don't. But no, I care about them a lot more. So it's like because it's like in this situation, it's like the moment it's like. I start over-analyzing the moment, like I know something's related to something like that.
I guess that while you may care about spoilers, I guess the staff members of this game who wanted to make it as complex as possible decided, hey, let's just literally talk about endgame stuff from The World Ends With You with no context. That'll make it complex.
It's connected to another, which means we must choose in which sleeping world you will begin.
This is key, Joey.
I will return you to the Destiny Islands just before they were swallowed by the darkness and plunged into sleep. Once dreams take you...
Can you do that?
Yes.
Let them guide you to the sleeping worlds. As there are 7 pure lights, there are 7 sleeping keyholes.
That line is so infuriating.
Look at his eyes. He does not care.
As there are 7 pure lights, there are 7 sleeping keyholes. So he's saying, like, you know...
Like the princesses.
The 7 princesses, right? It's a consistent thing. There are always 7 princesses, right? Okay. And now he's like, and just as there are always those, there are always 7 sleeping worlds. No, there aren't. You literally just said that a year ago there were, like, hundreds of them. And after we free these, there won't be any.
He knows that Sora's too stupid to figure that out, like to call him out on this crap.
Like he's literally just saying, "Hey, you know how there's 7 of these other things that you know about? There's also 7 of these. What a weird coincidence."
Maybe he's trying to simplify it for Sora.
Just say there are 7 of them. This is like, this is just the entire style of writing in these games of just like that doesn't. God, that they're just okay. We're just gonna throw out some words about, yes, it's just like how all these lore things we've established, but no, it's not. It's completely different. By the end of this game, there won't be any sleeping keyholes. What are you talking about?
Unlocking these will both grant you new powers and free the world
See?
from their wakelessness.
We're gonna fix it.
Complete this task and return here safely, and I will name you both True Masters.
Yay.
This is also the beginnings of me and Joshua and I should say, deciding that Yensid is obviously actually a villain.
Yeah.
Why do you say yeah?
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, yeah, as I can see it. Please elaborate. Also, he can just send them back. He has all this power.
Okay, we'll loop back to that in 1 second.
That's what.
Here's why I say this, right? Okay. So, Sora and Riku, you have literally killed, each of you has killed a Xehanort twice.
Yeah.
Because each of you killed Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, Billy Zane once, and then you worked together to kill Xemnas, right? Xehanort is coming back. We know this. We don't know what he's up to. We don't know what he's planning. We don't know when he's going to show up or what he's going to do. We need to be ready. Now, you guys are huge badasses, but while you are self-taught, you don't understand the nuances of the Keyblade, right?
No, but also I want to say that nobody's teaching them how to use the Keyblade, so they're still self-taught.
Exactly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove all of your abilities, and I'm gonna send you to another dimension with no supervision. On the eve of the greatest crisis the galaxy has ever faced. This is gonna go super well!
I mean, it is, obviously, but...
Oh god, anyway. So your time travel question. Because I should actually address this now, because it is important. Let me put it this way, Joey. I'm going to put this as vaguely as I can, all right?
Okay.
We will return to the specifics of this later.
Gotcha.
But essentially, there's no easy way into the sleeping worlds. So what Yensid proposed was, I'm going to send you both back in time to Kingdom Hearts 1, right before Destiny Islands gets blown up. And what I want you to do is, when it gets blown up, you are going to surf its corpse down into hell.
Yes.
And when you get there, you will somehow be you will be then pushed a year forward into time to the modern day, right? Because if they'd gone back a year in time and then down into the Sleeping Realm, surely the Sleeping Realm should have been, like, they'd still be a year back in time. Traverse Town should be in the real world. There should be hundreds of Sleeping Worlds, not 7, right?
Yeah.
So apparently, once we got here, we traveled a year forward in time. And, like, but then we also didn't change appearance.
Okay.
Let me explain it to you in this way. Number one, we need an excuse for why these worlds are not easily accessible. So let's introduce the idea of when they were basically riding it. You remember when they shot the big blammo?
Yes.
That was supposed to be them, like, opening the gate to the sleeping worlds or whatever, right? How they traveled forward in time without changing their appearance is not very clear. It's also not clear if they traveled back in time and possessed their old bodies, or if when they traveled back in time they also de-aged. It's not clear at all. And it will become less clear as the game goes on, as more details emerge. But this is, number one is that. They want to have an excuse for this place to not be easily accessible. Number two is, hey, this is a Japanese 3DS game, and the cute younger Sora is much more marketable than the older Sora. That's what they seem to think.
Okay.
That's why we got it. That's why Coded existed. That's why this existed. Any excuse we can to put him back in his younger design, because it's what people remember and nostalgia, and it's cute. He's just a little cute guy. I don't know.
Great.
And then, to be fair, on one hand, Riku's short haircut on his Kingdom Hearts 2 model looks awful, in my personal opinion.
Oh yeah, no, it's booty.
But his haircut on the younger model actually looks fantastic, I think. Like, I actually really like his haircut down there in the corner that we're looking at. Mm-hmm. But we should probably end an episode there. Joey, now that we're one world in, and I will point out that final scene there with Yen Sid was not a skippable one. Or, I mean, you could pause it and skip it, but it wasn't an optional one.
Yeah.
So that would have been the first time that
we even saw him if we were just going through this.
Yeah, and think about it. We had to beat the entire world before Yen Sid explained what we were doing here clearly. Mm-hmm. Anyway, end of an episode. Next time around, we got some other things up here. We got some, we have Hunchback of Notre Dame World, we have Tron Legacy World, and we have Pinocchio World.
All right.
And we'll be visiting all of those. Come back around for more adventures in next episode. We'll probably go a lot faster than this.
Hopefully.